Oh wow, so it has been, I would probably say like 2 months since I've actually did an update video. So um in that time I actually did secure a internship for summer 2018. I'm actually really looking forward to it. It's so I actually words. So let me just give you a quick rundown. In that time, I had been applying to some local places. Uh, I'll give a couple company names. So Rackspace, CGI Solars, and what was their name? Like, oh yeah, Tech Systems. So these are like the big names in the Blacksburg area, and um, Rackspace seemed pretty interested. I actually did sign up to one of their what are those called? It's like a network event, but you basically go to a bar and you meet up with all the recruiters and some of the actual company members and like get to know them, you know. But at the time, I'd actually applied to an outside company, something more geared towards what I was interested in, and that was mobile app development. And the company actually was really interested in the personal projects that I had had and just my kind of knowledge of software engineering in general. And uh, yeah, they had hit me up for a interview around, I want to say like October 3rd or something like that. But yeah, I had like two different types of interviews. I had an initial phone screening, which went pretty well. I think it lasted for like 40 minutes or so. The interviewer spent like a lot of time just kind of getting to know the type of person who they're trying to employ, and then also just how they kind of work, or maybe even their understanding of the field as a whole. But it's definitely more personality geared compared to their second interview, which was a technical interview. So let's see, the interview was with their lead software engineer for iOS development. And we spent like the hour going over the specific details of how I had went about building my personal projects. So at the time I made a reminder app, I believe, a planner. Yeah. So it would use specific frameworks such as UIKit. What other frameworks? It's been so long. Uh, I've moved on and did a few new projects of my own that was a little more different than this basic planner. But while doing this project, it basically allowed me to demonstrate certain aspects of software engineering that can be later applied to bigger, better projects. So that's what they were really looking for. If you're looking for some specific examples, it could basically be along the lines of setting up multiple views in a UI storyboard, linking up the certain buttons, going over diagrams. Yeah, so using certain data structures, algorithms, stuff like that. Um, there are some like language nuances to Swift that we did go over. What would be a good example? Yeah, something minute, but a in-out parameter that you would find in Swift allows you to have multiple returns, but there are side effects, and yeah, it can get pretty technical, but that's just some of the aspects of the technical interview that we did go over. And on a broader aspect, they did want to find out about how like developers work as far as UI kit or other frameworks that are within Apple's core ecosystem, and then also external Cocoa Pods that you can find from third parties. Uh, yeah. So that interview was very in depth. We did have a lot of laughs throughout, though. He's a very cool guy. He had been working at the company for a very long time, so he has pretty good ins and out of how the software development process would work there. So it was very nice to get a senior developer's take on just development as a whole. So yeah, um, there is a third aspect of an interview that they usually do, but at the time I was extremely busy and I'd actually known someone at that company, so I just let him know that hey, um, oh, I should probably explain this. The third aspect of their interviews is they basically do a take home interview. So they basically send you a description of a project they would like you to build, and they give you a certain amount of time to design this and then send them back that portion of it. So um, at the time, I was actually developing something as a side project and for school at the time also called Swaps, which was a rather in-depth app. Oh man, just working on this in school and then after that project and then just keep going with it. It really built my knowledge on some insane stuff. So, what would be a good example? Um, Google authentication, setting up a database, not only just using core data, but using external databases to store user information on there. That was extremely valuable because it really shows you the interactions between your application and live data that you can manipulate yourself. So, yeah, yeah. Um, it was a very valuable experience, I would say. Like just having an interview in general. But I mean, it was like 2 weeks had gone by and I was like shitting bricks and I was like, oh my God, uh, what am I gonna do? Like this company, we went so far further than all the others I had spoken to. And like, I think it had been 2 weeks since probably a week and a half since we had that technical interview, and I was like, "Oh man, they're probably not gonna call back." But, anyways, I had sent the recruiter like a thank you letter and stuff like that. Because, funny enough, in the interview, he actually brought up a bug that is actually been in iOS for a very long time. The keyboard, if anyone knows, is really bad. Like it does not offset the view when it appears. Developers actually hard code that. It's a fix. Someone had a library for it for a while, but with the release of Swift 4, it broke. So that actually came up in the technical interview, and I used it in that Swaps app later, the one that I've been working on in my free time. And I was like, whoa, his solution was very elegant. Like implementing that into this app, it was a lot easier. And then eventually, um, I had bypassed that problem. So yeah, sent him a message on LinkedIn about it. I was like, yeah, man, dude, thank you for that uh, explanation about the solution. And yeah, like out of the blue, I get this email from Willow Tree Apps, like has this clean moniker on it and everything. And then I was like, I open it up and boom, we would like to extend a job offer for you as a summer intern in 2018. I was like, oh my God, yes. So yeah, this is far longer than my other videos. Like I had been a little more shy. I didn't really know what was going on, but as of all this, like I have a far better understanding of the industry since then. So yeah, that is the November update. Peace.